Ali, I did a climate panel just a couple of weeks ago, and one of the panelists said we need to stop thinking that every COP is going to be a monumental, groundbreaking COP. Is that the case for COP27? Do we need to manage expectations?
Indeed, I would agree with that comment. So COP27 is built as an implementation COP. The idea here is not to get more ambitious long-term target announcements, rather really focus on nitty-gritty details of getting the implementation done. Still on top of mind is the country's 2030 emission reduction targets. The reason the UN just came out saying that we are on track for 2.6 degrees is that right now, if you tally up all the countries' 2030 emission reduction targets, we're still looking at emissions in 2030 being a little bit above 2010 levels, whereas we really need them to be at least 25% lower than 2010 levels to be able to keep that well below 2 degrees target alive.
So how much energy transition investment does the world need to get on track with the Paris Agreement goals?
So there have been a lot of scenarios done by, for example, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, International Energy Agency, the Network for Greening Financial System. Also, BNEF, we do these scenarios as well. The numbers that come out do have a fairly wide range. So they look anywhere from as low as $40 trillion to as high as over $114 trillion for the next 3 decades. Now, while that may seem a bit divergent, they all have a consistent message around how we need to increase the ratio of investment in low carbon compared to fossil energy supply. Just give you a scale of the magnitude that we need to increase, if you look at the period of 2011 to 2015, that ratio was around 0.5, meaning for every dollar invested in fossil fuel energy supply, we were investing only about 50 cents in low carbon. Now, the latter part of the decade, that number went up to 0.7, so better. This year, we're expecting around 0.9, but by 2030, we have to be around 7, or about 10 times increase in magnitude.